the Ride With Us podcast, presented by the American Coaster Enthusiasts, the world's largest ride enthusiast organization dedicated to the appreciation, promotion, and preservation of roller coasters around the globe. So please keep your hands and feet inside the podcast at all times as we welcome your hosts.
Hey, it's Jessica Gardner from the ACE Ride With Us podcast, and I am in my happy place right now in Plainview, Texas at the National Roller Coaster Museum. It's just after ACE Spring Conference, and the Roller Coaster Museum has opened their doors for ACE members. And just because I'm one of the lucky ones who got to be here, I wanted to take you all along with me. And I'm so lucky to have right over here, right by, if you haven't noticed, the Matterhorn that I'm standing right next to. These are two board members from the National Roller Coaster Museum. This is Kris Rowberry and Josh Brown. Thank you guys both for being here with me today. They're going to walk us around and show us some of the amazing pieces of history here in the National Roller Coaster Museum. This one that we're standing in front of, I'm really excited about. It's a car from the Matterhorn at Disneyland. Clearly, tell me about this. And first, before we get into that, tell me a little bit about the National Roller Coaster Museum. What do you want people to know?
So we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We're dedicated to preserving amusement park history. So you'll see from not only just the Matterhorn right here, but there's some other types of vehicles that are here too. Like there's a log flume right over there. There's a Shoot the Chutes behind us there. It's a water slide as well. It's really the roller coaster museum, but there's all sorts of other really cool, innovative pieces that are here that are all a part of telling that history of the roller coaster and the amusement park in general.
Amazing. And where do all of these pieces come from?
So they come from all different places. So they come from fans who have just had them in their house and need to get them out, or it comes from, in this case, like a park that said, you know what, we'd love to donate this to you and be able to preserve it for history. And then other times we get lucky and we find them. So in this case, for the Matterhorn, we got very lucky because the good folks at Disney Parks, thank you, decided to donate this second gen Matterhorn car to us.
Wow.
Which is an incredible find because you rarely see anything outside of Disney parks for the most part. And we have 3 different vehicles outside of Disney Park in the museum right now.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait to go and check those out. Josh, you're such a history nerd, I know, like myself. What's your favorite piece here in the museum?
Oh man, my favorite piece is probably the oldest piece. There's a part of the Derby racer from Lakeside Park in Denver, Colorado from 1911. But nostalgia is what hits home for me. I'm standing here, I'm looking at Memphis Kiddie Park near Cleveland where I live, and their Little Dipper. I see Mantis and Disaster Transport, rides that I remember when they opened that just really tug at my heartstrings. And you know, I'm excited to see again, even though we can no longer ride them.
Why do you think it's important that the National Roller Coaster Museum exists?
It provokes a lot of memories, and you know, who doesn't have happy memories from an amusement park? And when you come here and you see this stuff, and you can, you know, put your hands on it, and you can get in.
Are we allowed to? Are really
yes,
allowed to touch them? Oh my goodness! Okay, I'm touching it.
We'll send you a bill if you break it.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But even some of the cars are welcoming for folks to get in again and recreate that memory. I know when I was here before, one of the other ACE board members rode the cliffhanger ride over here with his grandmother. So seeing him relive that memory was really special.
That's incredible.
It all the time on social media when we post videos or photos to our museum accounts. I sat in that seat. Yeah, you did. You did. And now it's in a museum. Like, it's kind of crazy to think, but heretofore, no one had ever really thought of keeping these things around. For the most part, they just went to the trash. And then maybe you got a collector or two who came and said, oh, maybe I'll take this and I'll put it in my yard, or I'll turn it into a planter or something like that. And here we are now, like, no, we're making it so that it's available for everyone to remember.
Well, can we walk around a little bit and you can point out some things? Maybe for people listening on audio only on the podcast, maybe we can kind of fully describe what we're looking at. There's everything here. There's not just train cars. There's some pieces of track. There's signage. I'm seeing the Great American Scream Machine. That's got to be from Great Adventure, right?
That's right, straight out of Jersey.
Right. I went on that. I remember that sign very well.
It won't be the only thing from Jersey that we're going to see today.
All right. What other types of things can we expect to see here?
Well, you've got, of course, the signage that you see throughout the wall. So in this case, right in front of us, in front of the Matterhorn, is the sign for Rocking California Screamin'. That was at Disney's California Adventure. You'll also see some other rides that may not necessarily be coasters, but they're still really cool to have. Like, we have one of the first water slides that was ever created by Whitewater right over there. And then right next to that, the Texas Splashdown, which was originally at SeaWorld San Antonio. And you have to make sure, is your runout clear? Is it clear? Because if your runout's not clear, then you should not be dispatching it. But we actually have the panel for the ride there as well. So if you actually operated it, that is the panel that you used. It's really, again, like Josh was talking about, the nostalgia hit that you get. Like standing in front of the Matterhorn, I can distinctly remember riding with my mother and my grandmother and my sister. Not necessarily on this car, but I had to go check to see, because you can see the numbers. It wasn't the exact number, but it's the same style. And that evokes that type of memory. And how cool to have like the first tubular steel roller coaster here and represented at the museum.
Yeah. Incredible.
1959, Aero built the first steel roller coaster, essentially, still more modern steel tubular roller coaster for Disneyland. And we're standing between a pair of firsts. This car here now says Nighthawk, but originally it would have said Stealth from California's Great America, and was the first Vekoma Flying Dutchman, which was later moved to Carowinds and opened as Borga Simulator, and then was later changed to Nighthawk. We still got the Vekoma plate right on the inside there, and everyone has a varied opinion experience about this ride experience, but it's here and it's kind of a pair of firsts.
Wow. How do you decide where everything goes?
So it's really a matter of, does it fit? Can we squeeze it in a certain space? But it's mostly that, quite for now. But the master plan for the museum calls for a lot of this stuff to get moved. So like where we're standing right now, this is planned to be the front entrance to the museum, the double doors and everything. This will be where the gift shop is, etc. And then you're going to walk through. And as we're walking through the museum, we're going through the history of the roller coaster. You'll see some of the old Derby racer cars. You'll see the evolution of the cars as you walk through the museum until you get to the main building, where then it all opens up and you see all the different innovations and different things that you have kind of grown to expect. Like for a long time, it was just sitting on a coaster car. Well, then it was laying down on the coaster car, or how about standing up in a coaster car? You can see that evolution actually happen right before your eyes as you're walking through. And we're actually walking through here on something that was quite innovative for its time. This is an actual piece of trough from Disaster Transport at Cedar Point. And right behind us is one of the cars for it, right here, and the original Avalanche Run wait time sign.
Oh, geez.
So you really get a perspective for just how big, and this is our heaviest exhibit, by the way. It's well over 60,000 pounds, just this. And you can really see just how big this trough really was, and just the amount of work that was required just to get it to fit and get up there, let alone to have it run with a giant bobsled filled with, was it 12 people? 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 people.
Wow.
I'm out of practice, sorry.
Yeah, I love that this, it doesn't even have minutes option. It's only hour. Like you knew you were going to wait a long time for this track.
Yeah, this ride opened as Avalanche Run on the beach of Cedar Point in 1985. And after 5 years of sand blowing into the trough, they enclosed it and transported you to Alaska. This is, you could start in Sandusky and end up in Alaska when you came back around. And Gatekeeper is now where Disaster Transport was.
Okay. Amazing. I'm just seeing, it looks just like there's even so much that hasn't even been put up yet. How long have you been working on this?
The museum's been around for about 15 or so years, but the idea for the museum's been around for several decades. So it's just been a matter of slowly bringing things together, bringing the right people together and the right plan together to make this dream a reality. So it's really all up to donations. Like we're completely dependent on those donations to get in, to make the facility become what it is today. Has been just parks, attractions, manufacturers, and more than anything else, it's been the fans.
Yeah.
The fans have been the ones that have really made this a possibility.
I love to hear that.
It's awesome, right?
See, your opinion matters, your thoughts matter, your donations. All good to know. Look, we get to hear an experience. So let's look at this. Now this looks pretty old. What are we looking at here?
This is a Jackrabbit side friction car from 1912. There are no restraints, as you can see, and there are no upstops either. So this basically, you would grab onto this bar and just hang on.
No lap bar.
No lap bar at all. Nope.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So this is one of the earliest PTC designs that you'll see in the museum. And this was actually rescued from a garage in Flint, Michigan. And one of our board members, Jeff Novotny, who also donated the land to put the museum on, right next to Larson International, he drove all the way from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, across to Flint, Michigan, then back down to the museum just to pick this thing up for us.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible.
Chris used the word side friction. And if you notice the sides of the vehicles, look at the wheel hanging off of the side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
This car would have sat in a trough similar to Leap the Dips, the world's oldest roller coaster. And, we'd like to see Leap the Dips open again someday. But this is a similar technology to where when you turn, you are riding the side of the rail, thus the side friction. So there's a lot of history sitting right here.
Think of it like a log flume without the water. That's basically a side friction. Pretty crazy.
Wow, incredible. And this looks like a bumper car.
Yes, this is a Lusa Auto scooter. This is a proper bumper scooter because it's made of solid metal. This thing's gonna hurt when you hit somebody else. These things are awesome though. Again, I love that it has a cool smile on the front. Like it looks like the car's actually smiling at you.
You can still ride these at Knoebel's Amusement Resort as well, who's celebrating their 100th anniversary this year. And I believe the sponsor of this building.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow, thanks, Knoebel.
So the original 3 buildings of the museum, the first building was all Ace. Ace contributions made it happen. The second building was all Knoebel's, and the third part of the building was Cliffs in New Mexico. So thanks to all of our parks for helping to make that first part of the building a possibility.
Amazing. Is this a bar?
It is.
It looks like there's some people out to use that.
No, don't worry. You sign releases. You're fine. Welcome to the Buzz Bar. This is one of the coolest things that we've been able to do, but we did it with the help of others. So I'm gonna go behind the bar because this is where I belong. Okay. So if you look down here, you see that it's mostly made of wood. This is wood from Mean Streak at Cedar Point. And the steel that you have on the outside, that is from the running rail. So if you rode Mean Streak at Cedar Point, you rode on these exact rails.
Who made this?
This was made by Fred Grubb, formerly of Rocky Mountain Construction. I know, Fred. We miss you, Fred. We love you, buddy. He knows 2 things. He knows how to make really good roller coasters, and he knows how to imbibe. So he designed this for the Golden Ticket Awards in 2016. That's where it first debuted. Then they took it apart carefully, shipped it down here, and then we had a space made available for them so that they could build it here. So after a long, hard day of sweating on, moving stuff around, getting real sweaty and dusty, come down here, just kind of relax, enjoy the rest of the evening until you're ready to go home.
How special that it was brought here. And I see some seats here that are wheels.
Yep, those are RMC road wheels. So actual ones, they filled in the inside so you can sit on them, and yes, they do spin.
Yes,
they're also incredibly heavy, and no, they are not for sale.
They're staying here.
And Jessica, another fun fact, Kris mentioned the bars from Main Street close to where I live. Being from California, up top we have Colossus wood.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
I believe 100 Novotny machined the entire inside and outside of the frame up there of the chandelier.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Yeah.
And then the little chains they're holding up are from a kiddie coaster.
Everything, everywhere you look, there's little Easter eggs. That makes it so special.
The whole room is special. We have all brake handles, There are very few coasters that still operate with a manual brake handle where you grab a hold of that thing and, get the car to stop. The different types of wood composites we have around here. Just a lot of great history.
So cool. Let's keep it moving. I've got to see the big room out here. I see some skee ball.
Yep, that is Gary Slade's skee ball machine. He used to have in his house. It was a lot more fun and easier to get to it there. But it's a manual skee ball machine. So there is no electricity required to operate it. It all just runs off of paddles and weights.
Okay, this is amazing. I have goosebumps being in here with all of these different cars. I'm seeing Montezooma's Revenge front car. I'm seeing Kingda Ka's front car.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've got the Disney right here. I'm seeing Dopey. That's going to be from Snow White's Scary Adventures. Disneyland?
Disney World.
Disney World. All right, so we have Disneyland and Disney World represented. What's this here?
Those are the prototype single rail cars that they used for restraint tests.
What?
So they basically hired a bunch of kids and teens back in Idaho, said, hey, come over to the factory, see if you can get out of this.
Wow.
So those are the seats that they use. And then in front of it, that is an eddy current brake.
That's really cool to be able to see one of those up close and personal and touch it. We've got
Volcano. From King's Dominion.
There it is, in the orange and the yellow. Canopy Lake Park. Is this from the corkscrew?
It is. So not only do you have the corkscrew out front from that, but we actually have the car from it as well.
Yeah. Started in a mall in Chicago, old Chicago.
Yeah, that's right. And then it got moved.
Relocated up to New Hampshire.
What are we seeing here? This is Wonderland.
Right, so this is Wonderland Pier in Jersey, and this is the original City Jet, a Schwarzkopf design. Similar seats to what you'd see like on Whizzer at Great America or on a Jetstar.
Okay.
And you learn more about that on the Schwarzkopf documentary.
Which is the Legacy of Schwarzkopf, which is also conveniently available on YouTube.
Now this says, I love Lakeside.
Yes, here's our antique. This is the oldest car in the collection.
This is?
Yes, from 1911 is when this coaster opened.
It looks so beautiful though.
It was restored by an ACE member over the past 20 years in his garage, and he just dropped it off a few years ago for us, and as you can see, lovingly restored to its original condition.
So nice. Thank you, ACE member who did that.
I think we have a birthday here. Revolution at Six Flags Magic Mountain just turned 50.
We definitely have a birthday. ACE members were just there on a very special day. New Revolution is 50, or Great American Revolution is 50 years old. But this is when they made it into New Revolution? Or?
That's right. So the seats are the New Revolution style seats, but the restraints are not in there just yet. We're looking at possibly restoring it to its original condition, though, for the Restore Revolution 50th anniversary, which would mean its original paint, its original seats, and its original restraint system. So we're looking into seeing what that might be, and stay tuned on that.
How do you decide something like that? I mean, how do you decide, you know, what to focus on? Just because of, are you looking at anniversaries? Is it just interest from people, or what you think you can actually accomplish?
It's a little bit of all that, where it's like what's significantly historically relevant to the time. Is it something that people would be interested in? And then in addition to all that, is it, is it feasible? Is it possible to be able to do something like that? Because some of these would be like, for example, Loch Ness Monster, it has no restraint system in it. It has no anything in it. It's just the fiberglass shell. To be able to put the entire ride back together, that'd be a pretty significant amount. And the museum wants to focus more on now on getting its electrical system done and fitting out the inside of the facility. So it's not necessarily a warehouse, it's an actual full-blown museum.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a massive warehouse.
20,000 square feet.
20,000 square feet. And did it used to be something before?
Nope. We built this all specifically for the museum. And here's the really cool part about it, is that this wall right behind us here, we can plop this out and we can build out the museum and expand it more if we need to.
When we need to.
When we need to. There's 10 acres of land here in Plainview, and so there's plenty of room for expansion.
And the best part is we own the land, so there's no lease to worry about. The collection is always safe permanently.
I love to hear that. Any thoughts on maybe having some actual rides here? How would that go? I know a lot of people have that question.
It's the dream of the board to eventually have a roller coaster here. I know there's always been talk of what can we do a modern side friction, and get all the wooden manufacturers together to build that. But there's a huge amount of cost involved with that. And right now, again, the big focus is let's finish out the interior of the museum. And then we can talk about expansions and actual rides themselves.
Yeah, I've got to think that would be a lot of insurance and headache and operators and all of that. But that's not necessarily what this is about. But you can't help but want to ride something.
Absolutely.
Here, you know, that's just the way that it feels. So maybe it's a long-term goal, but not super important right now.
Well, when we're talking about riding a roller coaster, we have two huge examples. You have Rollo Coaster from Idlewild Park in Ligonier, Pennsylvania. And way up there is the Texas Cyclone.
Cyclone, okay.
From Astro World that was in Houston, Texas.
Why did I think it was Wildcat when I was up there?
There's a Wildcat train on the front. I believe that's from Lake Compounds.
Oh, okay, that's why. All right, I saw that.
Kind of a mix and match.
All right. I love this display right here with this track. Did someone make that? Is that brought from something? Is this?
Yeah, so that was built by GCI during the big Texas freeze in 2021. They were here in shorts because the Pennsylvania boys didn't care about the cold. But they built this track display to modern spec. So this is what a modern wooden roller coaster would look like. It is absolutely, you could plunk this into any other ride and it would be certified immediately. It's got 8 layers of wood. It's got the proper way to walk up and down it on the pathway there. And we just were able to put Rollo Coaster on there, and I think it looks spectacular.
And as we said before, on top of just the roller coasters, underneath Rollo Coaster is a model that would have been used by Sellner Manufacturing to sell tilt-a-whirls. It's kind of a unique piece. It's part of the collection, even though it's not technically a roller coaster.
So there was a somewhat of a reveal during our ACE tour earlier. Can you tell us about that and what we're looking at here?
Yeah, you're looking at an original, fully restored, retro restored car from Iron Wolf at Six Flags Great America. Came to us from Six Flags America as Apocalypse in, as you can imagine, pretty used form. And two anonymous donors came together and were able to not only get the original style of restraints onto it, got the logo on it, but brought it back to basically showroom quality. And I mean, you could take this thing to IAPA and you could probably sell one or two because it looks so clean and looks so good.
Seriously, it looks like something that could be on the floor.
Absolutely.
This area over here has something really powerful. Josh, will you tell us about it?
Yeah, this is probably one of the most moving examples in the museum we have. There's a collection here from Six Flags New Orleans, which closed for storm when Katrina hit. The items here are very moving because they're actually hung at the same height that they were found at the park. So you can see right on the sign on the right, the water line, and then the sign on the left has quite a bit of water damage as well. So this is an area really to reflect that while we love amusement parks, sometimes Mother Nature has other plans. We have the sign from the Pontchartrain Flyer, and then over on the other side, the Big Easy, the Ferris wheel that stood at Six Flags New Orleans.
It's really beautiful, and I love how this display just gives you that little bit of extra idea of, wow, that's where the water line was. That's how much of the park clearly got destroyed. It really says something beyond just being like, oh, that's cool. It's really really powerful. I love this section over here. Getting back to something a little bit lighter though, and then I think we're gonna unfortunately have to wrap up. We've got to go over to the front of the museum and see something really special. Kris, tell us what we're looking at here.
Well, this is the one I think a lot of people kind of gravitate toward, and that is the Big Bad Wolf from Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Amazing attraction, legendary attraction, and we even have the sign with the eyes that still light up at the top there. But really the best part about this is she still works. So I want you to come on over here, Jess. I want you to,
still works.
You need to grab the restraint here, and as you can see, she's still locked, right?
Okay.
I want you to get ready. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, hold up.
Oh my goodness.
All right, lock them into place, but don't get in because I can't get you back out.
Okay.
Ask the carpetbagger about that.
Oh dear. Okay, ready? That's cool.
No, so you gotta make sure. All right, you're chill. Yep, you're set.
Do the check.
You're set.
Yes, I did it. That's really cool. It's something fun for people to try. Don't normally get to do something like that. I love it. And just so cool. Thank you so much for walking us around. Thank you so much to the National Roller Coaster Museum for having Ace out here today and for taking the time to talk to me for the podcast. Last thoughts, anything that you want our listeners to know about the National Roller Coaster Museum?
Well, just we need funding, and a little goes a long way. There's a number of items for sale on the website. Finish up some electrical work hopefully this year, and every step we take towards that gets us one step closer to opening.
What he said.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you so much, Kris and Josh. And again, it's rollercoastermuseum.org. So don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review, and share the podcast so more coaster fans can ride along with us. Make sure you're following Ace everywhere you consume your social media to get your daily updates on what's happening at parks around the world. Thanks for listening. Hope you get to ride a coaster today.
Ride With Us is produced by the American Coaster Enthusiasts, a registered 501c3 organization. And we will see you at the parks.